All right. Hello, everyone. I hope you're well rested and you've gotten all the cozy out of this situation that you can get. But it's time for us to leave because we're about to head out on a quest, and so I'll be making a bunch more videos this year, and I'm gonna be mostly focusing on creativity, spirituality, which I guess coupled with philosophy, and finance and business. And I've been thinking a lot about everyone's talking about revelations these days, the beast system, 666 and all that. And what is the beast system? It's the government basically, and the banks, which are an extension of government, that have basically got most people enslaved, and basically energy harvesting everyone, taking advantage of people, all that stuff, fucking them over, and controlling them. And the beast system is really a product of the masses being completely subject to their lower selves. Some of you may have heard the term the Great Work. The Great Work has been talked about in many different frames and such, but really the Great Work is all about man overcoming his lower self and becoming greater. It's something akin to Nietzsche's Übermensch, or man in his higher self. And really, the lower self is categorized by people's lower drives. And if you keep doing something that you don't want to do, like eating too much cake, or being lazy, or, I don't know, masturbating all the time, or having constant casual sex, and especially if you're doing these things and you don't want to, you're kind of addicted to it, or it's your, I don't know, it's your fallback, your crutch, or it's something you do when life becomes difficult and you deal with it by drinking too much or sleeping around or whatever. This is all man given over to his lower self. You could also say that this is why man buys into all the government bullshit, gets on welfare, and relies on the government to exist. And really, if there were no men on the planet living according to their lower selves, there would be no government. This is certainly the theory of the Great Work, that it is man's job to overcome himself and then pull these NPC fucking morons out of the abyss and bring them into their higher selves as well. And so far, although we've had so many spiritual paths, so many wise men, so many teachers, nothing yet has pulled man out of his lower self en masse. Man has consistently been overcome by the beast system for millennia. And this is why I guess Revelations is relevant to just about every era. It's always been with us, and that's why people are always talking about it, because it's always relevant, and somehow we've never overcome it. But really, it's my job, it's your job, and it's everyone's job to work in whatever way we can to overcome our lower selves, become better people, and to break free of this beast system which harvests everyone's energy and often leads to nothing good. These maniacs in control are psychos who like to misuse their power and are constantly making the world a more difficult, pressurized, and a worse place to live in. They are constantly acting out of corruption. I guess that's a good word for it, is to conquer all the corruption in the world. Now, is this even possible? I guess that's certainly up for debate, as it seems over at least the last 6,000 years this has never been achieved. But I think it can definitely be achieved on the individual level, and I think there are many examples of that. Sadly, there are also many charlatans out there. Like, I think of Andrew Tate is the most obvious modern one. Jordan Peterson would be another good example. These people are always claiming that they can lead people to break free of the system. But Andrew Tate's version is basically to sell pornography make money out of cam whores and scamming people, which is what he does. And that's really not going to help anyone. It's just a bunch of bullshit. And really, that's all just a part of the beast system. Jordan Peterson's very similar, where he's really just a fake leader and all that, but he is being led around by a group who is using him to control narratives and set him up as something of a gatekeeper. And really, most people who go to look to conquer their lower selves, they end up following one of these charlatans, and they go right back to where they started. If not, they're even worse off, and they've just handed their money off to some bullshitter. But yeah, we're going to seek to get beyond that, and I think it's a mission of every person to overcome their lower selves. Like, okay, Tate's made a bunch of money exploiting people's lower selves and basically spreading pestilence on the world, but how many demons has he slayed, really? Has he slayed his demons, or has he become a demon? And he turns other people into demons. And I see this all too often throughout the world, but really that's the measure of the man, is how many of your demons have you slayed? Like, you can make all the money in the world and have everyone thinking you're the greatest without slaying any of your demons whatsoever. But really the hardest task is to slay your demons and to emerge a greater man or a greater woman. And how many people can really say that? But anyway, that's the quest we're on, ladies and gentlemen. But I am interested. What are you guys most interested in? Is it creativity? Things like writing, videos, music? Is it spirituality, philosophy? Or is it business and finance? Let me know. What are we most interested in? And if I get some good answers to that, I'll know what more to focus on. But that's the general framework for now. And we've certainly got a long road ahead of us. This is not going to be easy. And I wish everyone all the best. And we will be back in future videos. See you later until then.